Hello.
Hello, Robbie Ripoll. How are you doing
Hello.
today?
I'm well. How are you?
Fantastic. How is your audio?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, there was a breakup a minute ago, but I think it's fine now. It seems I'm no robot sounds. You know what I mean? Doesn't sound
Hell
like you're
yeah.
pop locking.
Good,
Candy
good, good.
says thumbs up. Let's do it.
All
Hey,
right.
everybody. Welcome to your favorite podcast. If you're a trucker, at least. I know there's nothing to look at. Straight to the point, completely off topic. I've been trying to write this theme song. Will you work with me on this?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. Okay. This is the theme. CMR fucking up. This is the opening theme. Man, see, I just when I'm in the shower, dude, this flows so easily. It doesn't even need preparation. It doesn't need practice. It's just beautiful. I'm washing my armpits and it comes out no problem. And then I get on the show,
And then she
performance anxiety.
disappears. Then she
And then she
disappears.
just
Performance anxiety is what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
uh, all
Like
right,
give your
moving
muse
on.
space to come back in the moments when you need her most.
Uh, This is the theme to Kyle's show, the opening theme to Kyle's show. Jesse called me up and said, your show should have a theme song. We're almost
Yes.
halfway finished. How do you like it so far? This is the theme to the straight to the point, completely off topic show with your host, Kyle Dunbar, and with my very special guest. Thanks for helping me get through that, Robbie. Robbie
Yo,
Ripoll.
dude. I know we talked about it last time I was on the show, but it's always so nice when somebody has my last name proper. So that's fun. But hey, hi.
What? Why? How is it improper?
Ripoll.
Robbie
Ripoll.
fucker?
No, well, that's proper. But Ripoll is how most people pronounce it. So
Huh.
I end up not correcting people, and then Donna will correct them. So that's always funny when I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm Robbie Ripoll," and she's like, "No, it's Ripoll." I'm like, "Ah." I was trying to be.
Yeah.
They don't know how to
You
spell
try. Well,
it.
either way, one way, if anybody remembers, then you're part of man. What the fuck song is Sanford and Son? Right? His favorite
Yeah.
drink was Ripple.
Oh, Ripple.
Yeah, he's
Ripple.
gonna go down the store and get some Ripple. He
Yeah.
would drink some Ripple.
You
I
drink
don't know
some
what Ripple
Ripple.
was, but
I think it was
so
wine.
maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe you're like an
Yeah.
intoxicating drug
Ooh.
for old junk men to drink.
I like that. So I have to tell you at the beginning of this, I think I have like an hour and a half. I know you and I can get
We can
completely
get long winded. That's
oh.
fine, brother. That's almost perfect. Sometimes it's better because we just got to get straight to the point. You know what I mean? Just
I'm
no
with it.
fucking around.
I'm
But
with it.
really, I've had you on because, and I'm going to profess this from the start so that you can understand. I have an intention to be a bit of a devil's advocate here.
I'm here
Uh,
for you.
we got a mutual friend of sorts, and I believe you've been harmed by him. And I only recently find out that others have been harmed, and in a fashion that seems very into it. Just it's the way tattooing goes, kind of. I'm not saying that makes it right or wrong, but many
Okay.
people lose their shoppo. So my biggest complaint against, I'm going to say the kid's name, and I want to give him a platform too. So I apologize that he's not on it, but he hasn't wanted to necessarily be a part of this just yet, of my podcast where he would defend himself, and I would hopefully play the same devil's advocate. But hey, I hear this. So
Right.
our friend Josh Wiley was kind of screwed over by Matt Clemmer a long time back in
Yeah.
Josh Wiley's terms. He
Yeah.
moved in and he kind of took everybody under his wing and kind of gave everybody guidance. And then at one point, Josh was just no longer in the picture, and he started his own shop based off of Josh's guys,
Yeah.
which honestly, for it, I feel one way about it, whereas I've lost artists a whole shop before, right before
Yep.
going on Ink Master, and even fired some people out of anger, even just as I saw that they were all about to jump ship or whatnot. And there's a weird kind of thing that you eventually come to where those people weren't my people. Not that
Right.
I'm saying they were bad people in any fashion, but maybe the bigger problem was my intention to own a portion of their output and artwork as though it had some loyalty attached to it other than understood contract that was mutually beneficial.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
However, the other side of me is like, fuck them motherfuckers. I've given them guidance. I've given them, direction. I provided them with a place to hone their skills, and I taught them how. And some amount of that is owed back to me, and I want my house payment. Damn it.
So I dig that too. Funny thing is, one night years ago, I was hanging out with my best friend, his wife's family, and him, and his father-in-law was military dude. I had been, I mean, I still struggle with leadership. I think anyone in any position of leadership struggles with it, right? So I've been struggling with leadership, and I was like, hey, what do you do, Tom, when you expect that everything you fed into this person is going to come back to you? And he goes, well, that's your first mistake. You shouldn't expect. And I think that's the hardest part is like, I agree with everything you just said on both sides of it, from the start to now. And I'm actually really glad you're playing the devil's advocate campaign on this, because I don't want to just come out and make this a bash session, because
Okay, cool.
I mean, I think
good came of this program that you were in of sorts. Am I wrong?
Yes. I mean, there's no denying that the networking in there was awesome. I found an awesome group of people that I connected with. And
name the program for us, please, because other people might not be aware of what we're talking about. But it's kind of made ripples in the industry right now, where a lot of people are talking about it.
It's called Tattoo Business Mastery, and it's taught by Matt Clemmer. And so I want to first say that this is hard for me to come and do. It was hard for me to put out the shit that I've been putting out against him. A lot of people keep referring him to like a cult leader type. I feel like I do have some sort of like Stockholm syndrome where I feel like loyal to him. But I feel like the experience that I've had with him didn't really show true, genuine integrity. And I ain't got time to chase people around who ain't going to stand in their integrity, but teach it. So like, it's, do you see what I'm saying? There's two sides of this coin.
I do and don't, right? Because I'm not aware so much of the tattoo business mastery, and I think that's for my audience too. So let me give you a bit of where I'm at with my understanding of it, and then you tell me where I'm right or wrong on it. Tattoo business mastery is something to help tattoo artists who are already established maybe attain that next peer. They many times we plateau, or we just find ourselves at one level, and this was a program in which you paid, I think sometimes large amounts of money, thousands of bucks a month, if I'm not mistaken, for classes.
$1,000 for a couple month program.
So
I paid
this was
$3,000 for a 12-week program, and then after
for 12 weeks.
And then after that, I was in his next level program for $1,000 a month, and that was only because I was in an earlier class. The price went up later, but price I never mentioned price, because I don't feel like I didn't get something for the money I traded. Right, I got a learning.
Okay, good.
It wasn't the learning experience I wanted, but I got a learning experience. But when I was in
well, there we go with expectations then, right?
Exactly. And that's why I told that story quick on, because like, here's the thing, man. I know Matt's not perfect. I know he's a human. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm a human. But when I get caught with my pants down, I say, okay, yeah, I did it. And I feel like he's not doing that. So with me, it was like, there was a lot of one size fits all information. And I kept applying it, kept being told that I just needed to trust the process and apply this information. And like, he's giving the same information to people that are less skilled with way less accolades. So how are we all going to raise our prices at $2,500 a day? Where does that put me amongst them? Where does that put them amongst us? Like, so that
was one of the first things that you found harder, or like a coarseness with, was raising your price.
Right. And that was the thing. So like, I had just raised my rates and I felt comfortable in the rates I had raised to. And then he's like, that's not enough, raise them higher. And then the more I raised my rates, the more clientele I'd lose. And I'd just be told to trust the process. And then he'd be talking about me behind my back saying I'm uncoachable. And it's like, so
Well, that's going to be hearsay. Am I wrong? What do we have of knowledge of that?
I have knowledge from a number of different, and it would be hearsay, but I trust it.
Right.
Because I've
But
heard him
sometimes,
say,
I even mean to say the telephone game is
no,
always going to
I
be
get it.
applied here
I
where
get it. And
the
the reason,
original intention might not be seen and people might have
and
read the intention as what they told you,
the
but it
re and
wasn't
the reason
necessarily that.
why I say I feel very strongly about it is because I've watched him in some of the classes he's taught talk shit about other people and say they're uncoachable and say this about them and air their dirty laundry. So if you're airing your students' dirty laundry, then I don't have any more
These were
trust in you that you're not going to air my dirty laundry.
other people that were
That
members
trusted
then
him,
of previous classes or
yes, that
whatnot.
trusted him as a mentor and a coach.
So
And
that's
then,
also kind of it could like a sign of if you're going to beat up people that leave your course. If people leave your course, you kind of almost, not that you have to, right? But that's going to be something that you're going to have to make a decision on. How do we talk about the people who aren't here? Well, let's talk shit on them so that we can maybe make them a learning experience for people. Don't be like this.
but like I don't pay a coach lots of money to have him guide me and then use me as an example without like, bringing
Use my
me into
failures
that
as
example.
examples.
What's that?
Using my failures as an example, or
Right.
now if there were, so your own self, you can play devil's advocate too.
Right.
What is said back to you if you say, I'm not getting, now you've already paid, this was like one-off courses, right? This wasn't a
Oh yeah.
continued like you spend for the rest of your life.
I was paying $1,000 a month until I decided I didn't want to do that anymore.
So where did it go wrong? Well, the $1,000 a month was supposed to be in perpetuity until you had attained a level.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was, he said it was a 12-month long program. But the thing was, it didn't seem to have any real structure. So
Right.
it didn't seem like it was a structured program. It just seemed like a program.
Of taking your money.
Yeah. And it was like, it was a lot of, it seemed a lot of like we would do the talking to each other. And then a lot of people would get upset because he would show me special attention, apparently, because he would answer me. He would come, one of the things that it looks like, I don't know if this is true, is that he used my clout to sell his course. I've been told from people like, look at Robbie Ripoll. He's a perfect model student. And then I still have never been good at charging the rates that he agreed with me to charge. Like I've never built my client base stronger because his whole program is you raise your rates, you know your worth, and they won't balk and they won't budge and they'll pay what you're worth. They'll pay your worth. They'll pay your worth. They'll pay your. And it's like, dude, you're telling all of us this. We're all at different fucking skill levels, and you're just telling me that they'll pay our worth, but like you're not giving me any strategies to gain clients. Like I know how to manifest things, but like let's put some action behind this manifesting. So it was just a lot of fluff, and it wasn't a lot of program.
What
I'm
was
not
there
mad.
any campaigning courses like this is how you monopolize platforms?
No, none
This
of
is
that.
the platform. Okay. I
None of
follow
that.
you there then too, because that's going to be a big part of
Big part of the
a tattoo
business
artist
method,
nowadays.
right? Like if it's business, let's fucking do the business of it, of social media. We didn't dive into that really. It was a lot of mindset stuff. And look, man, I'm not saying that I didn't go into this course and get what I paid for, right? I'm just saying that the man as a person after the fact has shown that he's not the coach and mentor that he painted himself to be, or the person that he painted himself to be. And it bums me out because
Yeah.
I am fucking as transparent as possible with my fucking audience of the fact that I am not a good person all the time. When people ask me, how do you stay so positive? I'm like, well, I'm actually a piece of shit. So like I have to counsel myself into not being a piece of shit regularly, which leads to me being more positive on a regular basis. And I feel like Matt just doesn't fucking show the other foot. Everybody wants to show the good foot. And these are words that I've heard from him. Everybody wants to show the good foot, but nobody wants to show the other foot. I feel like he has a very hard time showing his other foot. Like, look, man, your shit's falling apart and that sucks. But like, just be like, yo, I did hurt some people. Maybe I should fucking manage my system differently. Maybe I should actually vet people when I say I'm going to vet them. That's another big problem. He was saying that he vetted people and like all these artists were at a certain level to get to our next level. But some of these people can't tell to either way out of a wet paper sack. So how are you going to coach us all the same when like this person's 2 years in and fucking has no idea what's going on with a tattoo machine, let alone the business of it. And I've been here for fucking almost 30 years. You're going to coach us the same. And so that's what I'm saying, man. It's not integrity. It's the lack of integrity. And he teaches a lot about integrity. So it bums me out that there was a lack of integrity there. And it bums me out that he was teaching integrity. Like, dude, I have a bad habit of looking at my fucking mentors and role models, whether I've met them or not, as like infallible. So they say something and then I believe it. And so when, you tell me that you've done XYZ and then I meet you in person and you actually haven't, that was just for show for your podcast. Like, damn, dude, like you're not in integrity. But why are you teaching me integrity if you're not in integrity?
Do you have an example of that?
I mean, honestly, it might seem trivial, but smoking.
Is it possible? Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I just wonder if you put somebody on such a high level at first with what you just said, if I was to temper that with your own.
Well, let me just finish the example.
Yeah.
Smoking cigarettes. He made a big thing on his podcast about how he quit, but then when I see him in person, he's chain smoking. That's not integrity, man. Like you're in the mental wellness and mental like teaching space. Right. Like just have the fucking integrity to tell your audience, hey, I started smoking again. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I guess if you make it a big deal that you quit smoking,
then make it a real deal that you fucking jump back in.
Yeah, be like, hey, a little bit of lapse character. You know what I just found out? I like them.
Right. And that's the thing, dude.
I can quit anytime I want. That's what you guys don't understand.
And I've done this with my following where I'm like, yo, like I'm on a weed break and I think I'm gonna quit because I really don't like smoking. But then when I start smoking weed again, I'm like, you know what? I started smoking weed again. And I just don't want to hide the truth from people because I know if people, I have a voice and people look up to me. So I got to fucking be as honest as I can be. Like Kyle, you've seen me in public. You've seen me drunk. I don't pretend I don't be drunk in public, but like,
very rarely have I seen you drunk in public. I've seen you happy in public. I've seen you happy when I'm like, I bet Robbie's got one or two on it in him, but
at the end
I haven't seen you like you haven't beat your girl yet. We haven't seen a black eye on Donna.
At the end of a convention, I'm almost fucking drunk every night. Like I fucking hate like the space in those. I think that's why I don't like doing them anymore because like I don't want to drink all the time to deal with this, and I'm not ready to face my fucking social anxiety apparently. So
and the alcohol helps with that.
Dude, it really does, and then because you and I, we have these different platforms, right? We get a little bit more attention, so it's even harder. And so like receiving the attention and all that, and I understand that is probably something Matt goes through, but like to claim that you got roofied when you were just clearly drinking fucking triple shots of tequila all night, like that's just lame.
I'm not aware of this. Now I've heard a story of sorts that he
all hearsay because it wasn't there.
Roofied him.
He claimed at Evergreen that somebody roofied him, that two women roofied him. Well, those women came out in public and said, yo, we actually didn't roofie him. We actually thought he was a cool guy because of all the stuff he's been doing on the internet. So we bought him a drink and it was like a thank you. And then we left. But
then something happened. Like,
then it was,
he claimed to be roofied was the worst of it.
But I know I've blacked out drunk and nobody roofied me because I drank too many fucking shots.
Yeah, alcohol will roofie you itself.
Exactly.
You don't need to add something to it if there's enough alcohol.
I remember watching a dude and this chick like drink together all day long, end up hooking up, and then the next day he called rape on her. And it's like, bro, we saw the way you were cued up all day. Like, that ain't rape, dog. That's drinking and fucking pills. Like, like, so it's like, dude, don't claim rape when you're in a fucking spot where it's obviously not rape, dude. Like, that was just disappointing. Like, dude, you drank a lot. I've heard way more accounts of that dude was drinking heavy all fucking night long, and only one account of him saying, I got roofied. Like, dude,
and then his behavior was not one of a mentor then after he had been drunk.
No, dude, he has this habit of running around being sexually perverted and saying that he's got a hall pass and telling women that they got childbearing hips and they would make great kids together. And like, dude, look, I don't know if he said these things, but the intensity of the women that told me about these things makes me believe that they're not lying. And they've said that they're afraid to come out, but they've thanked me in private for coming out and saying something against him.
But no, he was drunk too.
Very.
Even whether he was roofied or not, he was inebriated.
Very drunk. And then if he got roofied on top of that, well, roofied on top of blackout drunk is just going to get you closer to dying. But like, you're still going to be a pile of shit when you're blackout drunk. Like, I don't know very many people that are awesome blackout drunks. That's why I try not to blackout drink. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I love blackout drinking. It's fucking fun. You have no fucking rules and nobody can stop you until the next day. And
I mean, you don't remember it though. So what is any of it worth? Like, yeah, you have no rules, but you do have rules. Right. They will be reminded of you, but here's in the harshest of ways.
You said you've never seen me publicly drunk. You have seen me publicly drunk, but you haven't seen me publicly a fucking mess. Yeah. And that's the thing. Since I've started the rad movement, I realized I had to fucking step up and be who I'm preaching about trying to be. So like, it can't just be me following my same old patterns, preaching motivation and self-help and change your life and be better and mental wellness and self-care and self-love and love each other if I don't fucking practice it. So dude, being in this space, I take it mad personal and I take it disrespectful as fuck, because when dudes take advantage of women in the tattoo role because they can get a girl.
Well, no, was advantage taken because these are all just things that were suggested, right?
I'm not saying no, hold on. I'm not saying he took advantage of women. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but some people do that in the tattoo role. Yeah. And this is how I view that in the mentor, coach, motivational role. So did that clarify?
Yeah. But now the reason I keep going back to this is because I think so much is being left to the imagination in many people's descriptions of actual offenses that I think that there's always people on platforms ready to jump on some hate if it gets them some traction and some likes.
That's not me.
So, but it creates an echo chamber without any actual honesty, where we're like, I want to say the kid was drunk, did some stupid shit, or I want to say as his lawyer, right? As his advocate.
As his lawyer. All right. I like that approach. Okay.
If I got a fucking quarter point for the guy for a day, I'm going to say, well, look, he obviously got drunk, is shameful about the amount of drinking that he has, isn't prepared to deal with possibly the honesty as to the amount that he was the cause of.
And that's why that's why I bring up like the whole reference to when people take advantage of their power in the tattoo position. I feel like he took advantage of his power in a motivational position and a coaching position where he should have kept himself on fucking lock. And he should have fucking stayed in his integrity. And he shouldn't have gotten so fucking shit-faced to where the fact that now you got to tell a story about what happened because you don't remember, and then try and use it as a teaching lesson that isn't real. You're fucking.
He was at his friend's convention too, right? So he's at Evergreen, which is Joshua Carlton's.
Yeah, so he brings negative energy to the convention, and then the reason why
is his podcast host, and I got to figure if he didn't almost need to clear the air. Right. Amongst him, if Carlton hadn't been there, I don't think Carlton's really drinking right now. So I don't know what the late nights are turning into at the Evergreen.
Exactly, dude. So like, and that's the thing. The podcast got taken. That this stopped getting made because the episode about the roofing got taken down because It was the two
I don't
women.
need to fucking audit these. I don't need to fucking beep these two. You get me screwed up like that. Okay, don't do that. I don't like to edit.
Okay,
That's what I'm
all
saying.
right. um, they came out on Tattoo Shop Talk and their own platforms saying like, "Hey, this is what happened. We didn't roofie
Okay.
this." And
Yeah.
so
Then I'm
there was legal action taken. So now that podcast has been taken down. So that therefore gives me more validity that now this dude is not only the liar I've seen him to be, but he's the liar that others see him to be. And it's like, look, man, I've called him out. I've brought it to his attention. We've had many text sessions about it. And he tried to call me really late one night, and I'm not going to have a serious conversation like that at 2, 3, and 4 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. And he only communicates with me super late at night. He makes these weird videos late at night and he posts them and it looks like he's on a bender. And it's like, dude, if you're falling apart, like tell me, yo, I'm falling apart. But he like tries to blame me. And like the last time he messaged me, it was something to the effect of like, yo, there's still hope for you. You can come back. But if you want to have Donna's seal of approval, then you're never going to be safe or free from it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? So like now he tries to get all like prophetic and Jesus like on me, and I'm not into that, bro. Like I Jesus is my homeboy, but I'm not down for religion. I'm down for spirituality. I'm down for open-mindedness. I'm not down for one way. I'm an agnostic. I believe there's something out there. I don't know what it is, and I'm cool with that. But like, don't start bringing your Jesus stuff on me and trying to like be a prophet to me, dog. Like you were a mentor and you dropped the ball on being a good mentor. Just fucking call it that. Just accept it and walk away, homie. Like just be like, man, I appreciate that you and I can't work together no more, but don't fucking barrage me with late night text messages to the point where I'm blocking your number because I can't fucking wake up and have that pain every morning of a weird message and a weird gaslighting fucking encryption decoding shit. Like, dude, it's gotten bad. It's gotten to the point where we created a fucking support group and there's 80 people in that support group. And then the amount of people that have reached out to me outside of that, dude, it's mind blowing. When I started sharing my story about how like
you have an 80-person strong support group. How many, if I want to cut that in half, some of them are just there to support their friends that have already been through it, or these are people that all feel they have directly been harmed by this kid.
There is probably about an 80% ratio of people that feel like they've been harmed to otherwise, but like affected by some of the things that have been gone on in his world. So like the amount of people I've seen reach out and have a similar story to mine, it made me feel like I'm not crazy. Dude, I've been going around for a year and a half feeling like I'm crazy, feeling like I'm betraying a good friend, feeling like, and just by having feelings, just by like not working with him anymore, I started feeling this way. So like I've been fucked up in the head about it for a while. Like, but I also told him all my truths about how like my dad was a great man and he was a great dad, but he wasn't a very loving dad. And this dude likes to like prey on people who need mentorship and male leadership. I will admittedly say that I would love to fill some holes in the reception of male mentorship and safe, healthy male mentorship in my life. Because
but that was not one of them by your estimation.
He did not,
because you used the word prey.
Right, exactly. And when I feel preyed upon because I've told you my truth, and now I hear my truth getting back to me from other sources from your mouth, and you're like what's the word? Making fun of my truth.
It seems like he is at that point. If you heard it, you heard this back from other people about family feelings
truth, about my truths and
parents.
Like how I came to him like, yo, I'm afraid I'm going to lose my shop. And when his artist came to him and said, yo, I'm going to go guest at Robbie's shop. And he's like, that's if he has a shop in 6 months. I'm going to help him though. And it's like, no, I don't fucking pay you thousands of dollars as a coach and cry to you, literally fucking cry to you with my problems just for you to fucking mock me to people that you put into my circle.
Was saying I'm going to help him though. No.
But dude, his fucking shit was the reason why I was falling apart. When I was doing it my way, we were almost $1 million studio. In 1 year,
that's a good shop.
We had
down there in
made like
Florida with the sun.
900 and something $1,000 as a studio one year. And then we started TBM, and I thought, well, if I'm doing this good, maybe he'll make me better. And I started following his shit, and just everything just went down and down and down
Well,
and lower and lower.
you do taxes. So what was the next year's in relation
We're
to
still in
almost a
that
million?
year. We're still in that year.
Okay, so you
I
haven't
haven't gotten that
necessarily
tax. I hadn't gotten that back yet. So like by following his advice, I've gotten, but I know I can see the numbers, and they're not as good as they were. I so I'm just in a weird way where it was going well, and the more I leaned into his teachings and the more I tried to put those on my people, the more my people pushed back. And what you said at the beginning was, those people aren't my people. You're absolutely right. And I learned all these lessons, and I take 100% accountability for following this man blindly, and I feel fucking dumb as shit. And that's why I had,
do you take some of the? I took his
absolutely,
course.
I take the fucking accountability. I feel
Okay.
stupid
Well, no, not
because
accountability. I'm
oh,
curious if you've gotten value from it too, that you still might use parts from the course. For instance, I took his seminar years ago, and I never took TBM because I'd already taken the seminar with him and Kyle Cotterman, and I got an idea of what TBM would be, because he's one of those, believe in yourself, Disney Channel
right,
guru
right.
kind of people. He sees the world differently than I. And so I'm like, I see it now. He said right away, you take your money that you want to make in a year and you divide that by how many days that you want to work in a year, how many
Right.
weeks that is, basically, and then how many days do you want to work in a week. And now you need to know how much you can charge for a full day or how much you'll charge for 2 half-day sessions. And the 2 half-day sessions have to be a little bit more, so there's a value in the full day. This
That's
all sounds, I'm guessing,
100%.
right. Now,
100%.
it's not a bad
It's
program
not
for
bad.
any
It's
artist to
it's
follow.
not bad. But the problem is that's the only real teaching that there was. So
Okay.
it wasn't like there was extra business advice to help you market yourself more brilliantly, clearly, and fucking shine different. It's just treat your clients good and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate. But there wasn't like an actual like structure on how to get like gain the confidence to get your clients to believe in you. Like there's structured programs on how to increase more confidence in your life to make money specifically, and those break down into how it works. But his was just believe in yourself stuff, believe in yourself stuff. And really, I'm not even dogging the program as much as I'm just hurt by him as a person. That
Because you still use the half-day, full-day session, I
I
imagine.
still, dude, I'm still
Yeah.
using it, and I'm still struggling to fill my books.
Okay.
And I'm still like going back and forth of, do I just raise my rate or lower my rates $1,000 so I can fucking fill my books again? Like I don't want to overwork myself, but like I really like the $2,500 a day price point. I feel like I can do $2,500 worth of work in a day. I'm having a hard time booking those clients. And that sucks because like, dude, this is over a year and a half after using his fucking program, and I still don't have the tools to attract that clientele other than believe in yourself. Motherfucker, ain't nobody believing themselves the way I believe in myself. Like I know I'm
Right.
gonna make it, but like, and I know I'm worth it. And I know my clients are out there, but I'm having a hard time finding the ones to just make it to where I am working enough. And I feel like that's one of the things that wasn't spoken about ever. A lot of his artists in the shop would go, very long spells without being booked or not doing a lot of work. And he would just present to us this vision and this image of success that exceeded ours, but it actually didn't. It was just a picture he was painting. And that's where I get upset about the integrity. Like I said, like you've said, there was value in the program, man. He teaches a lot of fucking shit. Like, dude, as a motivator, as a coach, as a healer, a lot of the fucking information we do in that field is regurgitative. We've heard it before and it helped us. So we put our own spin on it, and now we're teaching it to other people. So he
Yeah.
regurgitated a lot of information, which I don't hate on. I do the same fucking thing. But like, it was like one size fits all. And it didn't actually
Well, one
work
price
for
fits all too, and
everybody.
it doesn't sound like it had I would imagine that you could really argue as a leader inside of that the market is going to help you determine your beliefs.
He
And
said it doesn't
moreover,
matter
instead
about
of
your
determine
market,
how much money you want to make in a
dude.
year, determine how much you want to work, find out how much money your market will determine for your rate for a day, and then begin
Let's see, and
achieving higher levels from there.
that wasn't a part of it. That was fuck your market. It doesn't matter. You can attract the business. Just believe in yourself. And that was the information I was given. Over
How
and
do you
over and over and over again. And then to be like treated like I was uncoachable and then be told that I'm uncoachable behind my back. Like, dude, like I'm just trying to fucking figure out how to make your fucking process work. I just
well,
want it to work. I just want it to
you're
work so I
obviously
can fucking eat.
uncoachable if you're not believing in yourself. Listen, you need to do more with the belief in yourself.
You know, like,
I've always laughed at belief in yourself as any kind of thing because it
as
is
the
very
cure.
Disney. Because I think there's a part that they always miss when you even watch the Disney shows. The belief in themselves is what gets them to keep doing the practice that allows them to
Absolutely.
have a 15-second montage of practice
Right. Right.
that never is like the montage is where it's at. You have to
That's
realize
the
that that
work.
montage was
It's
2
like five.
years
Oh,
of
yeah,
Mulan
exactly.
learning to be a
Exactly.
fucking Japanese fucking warrior,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So
Yes.
like the belief in yourself is just to get through the practice of every day. But if you're just telling people to believe, instead of believe, it should be take this time to draw, right? To
Right.
create the things that you also want to see. Was there much emphasis on art and growth in those areas?
Not really. Like he had Joshua Carlton come on one class and he taught a bit about art. Um, and there wasn't a ton of emphasis on art. It was a lot, dude. Honestly, it was a great support group. So, like, if we're gonna call it what it is,
Yeah,
it's
but
a
now you
great
got one of
support.
those for free and I can join not even being harmed.
Actually, I wouldn't allow
I
you.
think I want to be hurt by, oh, really? I couldn't join?
I
Damn
wouldn't
you.
allow you access because you
Now
don't
I
really
actually
have.
want in.
Exactly. Dude, it's a place for people to heal. It's not a place for fucking trouble to start. But honestly, and
So
and
what are you
and really,
calling me trouble?
you can be. I
Love
love
you
you.
too.
But the truth is, so we started it as the TBM support group. I was anti that name, but Donna was like strict in that name. And I
Mhm.
I am actually thinking about changing it from just a TBM support group to a like human tattooer support group. I still don't know what we're going to do with it because I don't want to bash TBM forever. And I don't want to bash TBM ever. Honestly, I don't really fucking care. I just wanted to share my story. I wanted to get it out there. And I wanted the people that were on the fence that maybe weren't sure if they should trust their gut to see my video and be like, all right, maybe I should trust my gut and not go with it. And if you looked at my video and my posts and said, Robbie's a nutcase, fuck it, I'm taking TBM, that's great. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck what you do with the information I've given you, but I needed to share my fucking story because I didn't listen to the people that were warning me about him before I fucking took the course. So I should have listened that not
Right.
that and it isn't he's got a bad message and he's a piece of shit. It's he's a snake oil salesman and he doesn't really care. And like that's the part that hurts me the most, man. Don't prey on people that need male mentorship and don't give them love and mentorship. But like, hey, whatever, man. Every mentor teaches you a lesson at some way to some
Yeah.
degree. So
Can
like,
he argue that? Can he be
no,
like,
he,
listen,
you know what?
Robbie,
Hey,
you
look,
need to
and,
be a
and I'm
harder
not trying
kid.
to argue that.
You were
I'm not
soft,
trying
bro.
to argue
So
it.
I came in and I loved you up. So you thought you had a friend. And then I pulled the rug out from underneath you. So you had to grow up and realize you're the only one that can hold your hand, motherfucker.
Right. And like, dude, that's cool. If that's your teaching, that's fine. But don't wrap it up as love and tenderness. Because his teaching is wrapped up in love and tenderness, but he's a different person when nobody's looking. And I know we're all different people when nobody's looking, but like I really try to like act like someone's looking at every fucking point in my life, whether I'm alone or not, because I want to fucking be
Oh,
the
because
best
you're a
version of myself.
Catholic.
No, I'm not, you crazy fuck. No, I just want to fucking be the best person I can be when no one's looking. So
So
that
you're
when
always
someone,
watching. You always think people are watching you now, though.
no,
I
so that
always
way
feel like.
I'm being the best version of myself. So that way I really am the person that I'm pretending to be. And I'm not pretending to be that person. I'm just a good
Yeah.
person who's
You
normal
know,
and makes mistakes.
let
And
me
I own
give you
up to
that
my
compliment
mistakes.
because you don't mind, you let people into parts that a lot of people on Instagram and other things will just be an avatar for. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like you
absolutely.
talk about things that hurt you, you know, and make you sad. And
Yeah,
damn it, if I had to count every time I saw you cry in a post,
it'd be a lot.
it might fill up my hand. It might
Yeah,
fill up
and you
two.
know
I
what?
don't know about two hands.
But not and I don't want it to be two hands because my whole life isn't two hands full of tears, man. But like the truth of it is, my life isn't all fucking sunshine and roses. So if your life isn't sunshine and roses too, then maybe you fucking feel the same as me. But
Yeah, and
if
you
your
can
life,
identify with that instead of, oh boy, I want to go tune into the Rock's fucking meal plan for the day. Oh, big excitement. He's going to have a cheat day and he's going to have some carbs. Ugh.
right, right. But you know what? That shit's helped me on my fucking physical wellness journeys where I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe I can cheat a little bit and still stay on my program. Because if I don't cheat my program, I won't fucking stay on my program because I'm a fat fuck inherently. And I want to eat tasty food and not move. But I'm better if I
You'll
and do the
build
right
up a
thing.
compulsion, right?
Right. So like,
You're
and the
like,
thing
oh,
is,
now I got it. And then when you break down and you have a piece of cheesecake, you'll be like, nah, I'm eating the whole fucking thing.
well, no, that now, well, now it's like I work out so hard and I eat right more often than not that I'm actually just like, cool, I can eat this cheesecake because I'm fucking doing well and I'm not going to fucking strip away the months of hard work from this one slice of cheesecake. But if I do it 10
Is it,
times, then I'm fucked.
let's
And
talk about Robbie's desires then too. What is it? Is it cheesecake? Is that your thing?
I just like yummy foods. And
All
like
of them?
yeah, dude, convenience
Oh, that's
foods are
bad.
easy. Dude, convenience foods are easy. Pizza, fucking
No, you got to watch
cheesecake,
the City
you
Slickers.
know, you know.
You remember City Slickers? Jack Palance
Yes.
having a little
Yes.
conversation with the City Slickers, and he's telling them, you know what life's about. He says that one thing, right? So that's like I'm telling you, man. I'm already breaking the rules somewhat with my one thing, but I put a comment in it because it's pumpkin pie and vanilla ice cream. But I'll break for that, man. Like
Right.
pumpkin pie, vanilla ice cream. Like if it's not pumpkin at 50 years old, you find out that every carb you eat has a price to pay, right? So
Right.
now you make sure no, it's just a worthy fucking price I pay. Like someone would be like, hey Kyle, you want these fucking Twizzler sticks? I literally spit a Twizzler out. I ate it for a second because I was like, you know, I spent a long time since I had a Twizzler. And so I started eating this Twizzler and it's turned into whatever flavor it turned into my mouth. And I was like, oh, I really don't like Twizzlers, do I? And I was like, oh, you know what? It's not pumpkin pie and vanilla ice cream. I spit that shit in the trash.
Right, dude. And so for me, I guess I just give myself a certain amount of breaking points. So like I'll give myself like a tasty meal and I'll be like, all right, I'll get dessert too, but like we ain't doing this all the time. So like I feel like I have my limits in different ways, but I like that as the one thing. I like
Life's
variety too,
about it,
but
man.
I like
People try to tell me, Kyle, you going to play that new video game? I'm like, no, I'm still playing fucking Dig Dug. It's my one thing. Okay.
one
Oh,
thing.
the whole world moves on to your bigger and brighter colors with all your fancy dancy fucking 3D scapes, your 3D fucking headsets and all that. You know how cheap Dig Dug is for me to play? I can play it on my phone now. Haha, I win.
No, I like there is beauty in simplicity for sure. And I think
Yeah,
I
that
think
didn't work out with 8 tracks though, man. I was like the 8 track guy. I was like, man, fuck all you kids with your high fidelity quadraphonics. I'm good with just the stereo, okay? And then fucking, I thought everything was cheap for a while, and then you're stuck with a bunch of broken fucking 8 tracks.
and that's why you have to evolve. And like that's why I feel like this shit that's going on is just like a lesson to evolve, man. Take your lumps, show up, say I'm sorry. Take
That
accountability for what you've done. Don't call everyone that fucking defies you a liar because that's just fucking making generalizations and that's not smart.
you
Like
think
I
there's going to be a
don't
moment when Clemmer has a moment like that where he who is it, one of
nobody's
him and
exempt from
Tammy
that
Faye
moment.
Baker? What?
Nobody's exempt from that moment, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to come out to the public and be like, I had sexual relations with that woman.
He probably will do something to that, some effect, and it'll feel forced and planned and not real. And like, I just want the dude to be honest. But the problem is, I'm a super honest motherfucker to a fault, to the point like, dude, outing him has caused me so much pain. I wish I hadn't done it. to one degree, but I've
Mhm.
seen so much healing on the other side of it, and so many people, and including myself, that I'm like, I'm glad I fucking did it. Like, I've been dealing with narcissist behaviors my whole life. I don't need that in the people I choose to be in my life, and I will not tolerate that in the people I pay to be in my life. Because if you're my fucking paid
You
coach,
definitely have a choice over who you pay for. I
exactly.
once was
And
told
that,
by a great tattoo artist who had just gotten a life coach. He was out
okay.
there in California and he was making good money, man. This kid was doing all right for himself. And he had a life coach, and I was amazed by it. And he told me he spent, I think he said $5,000 a month on it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you
Yeah.
spend $5,000 a month on a life coach. How does that ever work out to your financial benefit? It seems like if I was a life coach, the first thing I would teach you is fire me. Biggest expense you got is my fucking ass. Holy shit. I was
so
looking at the numbers and this can't go on.
so
And he looked at me and he said, well, I can teach you. It'll cost you 2,500 a month.
so that's the one thing that Donna hates about all these coaches of coaches, because it's like, I'm just going to teach you how to coach other people, how to be a coach. And it's like, dude, it just turned into this weird, it turns into this hamster wheel. So I got very deep
Where everybody
into,
else gets to do the work and I get to
right,
sit at the top of it. That's the
right,
kind of shit I want to build. Am I wrong?
right. But I want to build it the right way and make sure that people aren't fucking talking about me like this. So like,
Oh, Jake Paul says that's just good. That's just good press.
yeah,
There's no
I mean,
such thing as bad press.
but if it shows up, and it shows up so much that it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, well, it's a fucking duck, man. So like, the dude
Do
is
you imagine a world that TBM is actually benefited by the amount of uproar being
so
of
I've
upswelling against it?
I've received hundreds of correspondences about how people are like, yo, thank you for posting, because I had a similar experience and it hurt. I had one person say, I really got a lot out of TBM. And the way I answered him was like, great, man. I did too. But like, I also don't like the way it went down. I don't like the person that he shows up to be. And I don't like the way he fucking talks about his students behind their backs. So like, and I don't like the fact that he's one size fits all these people in different field from different skill levels. And like, you can't
Yeah, I
fucking
think there's
like
something
that.
to that. You don't. Not everybody is worth. Was he telling everybody in his class you're 2,500 a
No,
day?
but like 2K a day was normal for him. So
Mm-hmm.
anywhere between 1,500 and 2,500 a day was easy for him to tell people to charge. And he just believed that everybody should charge that in his
I
classes.
can see an argument to that. At least at 1,500 a day, you can get a lot of work done a lot of times.
All
If
I'm
you've been
saying is,
tattooing 5 to 10 years,
I have
around
eyes
that.
and I see people's work, and not everybody in his groups are worth $1,500 a day even.
Right.
So like, look, man, vet your fucking people if you're saying you're going to vet your people. And like, so I went down this huge rabbit hole of, I'm going to get all the coaching in the world. So then I got another coach. And so it's funny you say 5,000 a month. I got another coach. It was a $30,000 program for 6 months. I paid him $5,000 for the 2 first months, and I quit because I didn't see the value in the program. This was one of Matt's coaches. And Matt made the introduction with me and this dude. And
Right.
like, it just didn't feel right. But I was so scared and so deep in my own imposter syndrome that I'm like, I'm just going to keep following these coaches. Then I spent $10,000 on another program that was a year long with all these other dudes to be coached. So like, I'm over here just throwing
Did you?
tons.
So from all this experience with the coaching, though, did you ever feel that there was any curriculum or thought being put forward? I was imagined. I'm sorry. Let me preface this question with this, that I was imagined that Clemmer was working towards a masterpiece of sorts, an idea of taking tattooing to a college course or some kind of technical trades course, but making it. I feel like there's a next progression for teaching tattooing, and
No, there definitely is. There definitely
not
is.
that it's going to be the right way, but somebody has the
The way that happens.
opportunity to do it the right way.
And
Like even
I don't feel like he's that. And if we're going there, I just don't feel like he's that. No
Well,
shade,
that's what I
no
imagined it was
hate.
going towards. But was there any idea of curriculum that when these new teachers or coaches were coming on to teach, were they giving new information or just a new standpoint of the same information?
So there's this one coach that he brought on, awesome dude. I actually am just wondering when he's going to stop working with Matt. He's actually worked with me personally a couple of times, and he's a really great guy. Um, he gives good information, but it's all mindset stuff. Everything in there is still mindset, it seems. I mean, I haven't been in it for a while, but I've had all these other people telling me that it's basically just people talking, and it's not a structured thing. One of the biggest complaints people have said is it's not structured. There's no curriculum, and when people ask for his curriculum, he gets combative, and he just like turns the conversation around, does like gaslighting, manipulating techniques. And it's just weird. Like he offers a money back guarantee, but struggles with giving people their money back. I've seen this with a number.
Have you tried to get yours, or have you seen other people?
No, because I'm not the one, bro. I'm not the one that's fucking over here saying, give me my money back. I fucking take my lumps. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But if I paid for it, then I get to talk a little bit of shit about it too, I guess.
If I paid for it and I don't fucking like what it stands for, and I don't believe in the product that's being fucking produced, I'm going to use my voice and I'm going to use my platform for good against what I believe is deceitful. And that's
if I buy a car and the doors don't shut, I'm going to put it on my Instagram.
Bro, I'm mad as fuck at the guy that sold me my 59 Cadillac because it's a leaky fucking car. And I told him the only reason why I'm not buying a fucking convertible is because I don't want a leaky fucking car. And my shit leaks every time I drive it in the rain. Granted, it's first world problems. I'm bitching about my 59 Cadillac. But if we're talking about business practices, that guy knew what I was desiring as a consumer, and he didn't fucking deliver that.
I hope you know how to caulk.
Right? Well, I gotta have body work and shit done. That's fine, whatever. But like the thing is, I just wish I would have been told, hey man, this thing is gonna need some work, and not been charged the top premium. So when I go to buy another custom car or a classic car, it is not gonna be from that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've really wanted to like out him on the internet, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to be a mean guy. You know, like, but I want to protect.
This thing's still leaking.
I'm not driving it today because it's fucking raining. Like, and so that's the thing, man. I don't like to be the guy that fucking blows the curtain off anybody's bullshit. But dude, the amount of emotional turmoil what's that?
That's Toto. Toto pulled the curtain back.
Oh,
Great Oz. Great Oz is really just a fucking scientist back there.
Exactly.
Misguided professor who went off on fucking balloon trips and didn't know where the fuck he landed.
Bro, just make that part of your story. If that's part of your story, is all I'm saying against Clemmer. Just make the part of the story is where we pull back the curtain, we see the truth, and guess what? You get to help people heal, grow, progress, and become their best selves by being your true self in front of them, because then they don't have to walk around with the shame of not being perfect. Because, dude, I hate a mentor that fucking feigns perfection, because perfection isn't possible. So like, don't pretend you're perfect and then sell me on perfection. Because then when I don't fucking get perfection from your coaching, now I hate you. Now I think you're a liar. And now I fucking don't want to fucking hear what you have to say anymore.
Makes me sad.
What's that?
It literally makes me sad. No single tear. I still want to keep a respect for this person who's never harmed me. But through this, I am hearing stories that are alarming. You know, or that have
alarming. That's why I hate it, and that's why I'm standing up against it. Not because I want to. Because Kyle, I've cried a lot about it. I've fucking hurt a lot about it. I've stressed a lot about it. I don't like the way any of this situation feels. I was stressed as fuck this morning driving into work, knowing that I'm going to come in here and have this conversation. Like, dude, my phone is now on silent until 1 p.m. every day because Matt fucking woke me up with text messages so many times that were just like gaslighting and manipulating and just like not cool. And it's like, dude, if you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. But if you're on a bender at 3 a.m., don't fucking.
Is that what it was in most cases? Do you think there were times
I would imagine.
Okay.
But based on the fucking things I see that he puts out on his own, it looks like he gets these bender times or these manic moments late at night, early in the morning. And like, Like I said, my phone is on do not disturb from 10 p.m. to fucking 1 p.m. now because I am afraid of having people get into my fucking phone and stress me out with their fucking urgent bullshit.
Ah,
And Matt is a huge part of actually the only reason why I felt it so necessary to do this now.
well, when you say gaslighting, that's even why I take, because again, knowing Matt, he talks weird. If he were to text, I guarantee it would, like, I already talk weird enough. I'm Canadian. I text even worse. And it will take me forever to compose a text, and it will half the time not mean what I say. And then sometimes predictive text just tells me I wanted to say something different right before I hit send and changes the words for me. Anyways, I'm just like these things.
No,
I want to
I
attribute like the
I dig
possibility.
devil's advocate. I dig devil's
Yeah,
advocate. But here's
because
the
if
thing, man. You're weird, Kyle. I know that. You know how I know that? Because I'm weird. And weird fucking
weird
recognizes,
rocks, yeah,
right?
weird
And I'm
recognizes
actually
weird.
I've been staring at a picture that you gave me of two snails humping where you spelled chapel wrong, fucking on your signature that you gave me. I know how we're weird
Yeah,
people, right?
because
We're
what
weird
was the
people.
shop used to be named Chapel of Love?
Yes, yes, but you spelled chapel wrong.
Two P's or what? I did it. Dave Chappelle.
Chaple.
Okay.
And you always have this way of making jokes that fucking hurt my feelings because I was like, dude, I didn't want to close that shop, but thanks for reminding me I closed that shop. Like,
It's a beautiful name. I love it. Chapel of Love.
and
Well,
so
I hurt your feelings by reminding you that you had a
that I had a
success in your life
failure.
that you've grown from.
See, oh, look, dude, we just said it at the same time. You said a success and I said a failure. And it was the way I
Well,
was
a
looking at
success
it.
is when you grow from it.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's what I teach, right? That's what I teach with this rad movement stuff and the magical motherfucker method, like learning from your fucking mistakes, being
Yeah. Well,
human.
how much is it going to cost me there, you student of the snake oil? You charging for your support group? Yeah. Oh, nothing yet, but you got to buy a couple of t-shirts a month.
Well, so let's talk about
Tricky.
that, man. Let's talk about that. I when we had the baby, I decided to transition to only being a coach, and I ran one course, and I made a substantial amount of money from it.
Oh, this is something completely new to me. So I'm sorry if I was trying to make up fucking jokes. So if any of this stuff
No,
rung true, and fucking
no, no, no.
backpedal.
No,
Okay.
I'm actually glad you brought it up because like that was also part of my journey. Like when I asked him to help like coach me in being a coach, he was less interested in helping with that. And like he was very cryptic with the information he would hand over. And like I always felt this like weird, like I don't want to support you feeling, but he would always tell me, I support you, brother. But you know when your gut's telling you somebody doesn't feel like they
Well, it's
support you.
almost like you were competition for his motivational
Exactly.
speaking to you. Mean?
When and to me, I was trying not to fucking focus it about money at all and only about feelings and like let's harness how to be our best selves. That's why I called it the Rad Academy powered by the magical motherfucker method. But
The
like,
Rat Academy? Come on.
yeah,
It's the Rat
powered by the
Academy.
magical motherfucker method. So it was a very long name.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
can we shorten it to the Rat Acad?
for the Radicad, there you go. And I did one class with it. I got a lot of great feedback, and people said it was really helpful, and they still are using things to this day that I helped them with from just breathing during
Mm-hmm.
and stressful situations to laying out your plans for your goals and creating a toolkit for who you are and how you operate and how to fix the things that go wrong in your life before they become a problem, checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Like, so my program was just all about like how to harness the best version of you and how to like
Oh, I
create.
thought you were going to say all 80s rap songs, but right on the check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Right. No, and that's the thing. Like, I do use a lot of like, I'll use a lot of Jay-Z references. One of my favorite ones is like Jay-Z says, "Don't argue with fools because people can't from a distance can't tell who is who." The amount of times that's come into my head when I'm about to argue with a fool, and I'm like, damn, man, it's not even about what they think, but I don't need to fucking argue with a fool. Like shit. Because they can't tell who's who. Now I look like a fool. I don't need it's wasting my time. Then I get to move on. So I'm very pragmatic with my coaching, my teaching, and I've stopped with that coaching right now because I was in a really weird way feeling imposter syndrome. Like, well, if this is Matt, well, then I guess I'm the same thing if I'm a coach. And right
But
now
the difference
I'm
relies
fidgeting as I
almost
talk about this.
100% on this to be your pay schedule.
What do
Am
you
I
mean?
wrong?
Say that again.
To me, the biggest problem that I hear with the TBM has been the pay schedule. And I
I
don't
feel like
mean, I mean, when I really want to identify and remove all the emotion, right? And I'm not
so yeah,
saying that, then I'm going to say it's the pay schedule, the imagination that this was worth this. And then many people
right,
coming to the buyer's remorse section and having no complaint department to file it with, or just being made examples of. Like, this person obviously didn't get it because they quit paying. Well, if you get
right,
it, you keep paying. There's a certain amount of that that is going to be, in my opinion, like built in to being the person up front. If you look at the
right,
church leader, that dude has to believe in faith, because every time he preaches about it, he gets more money in the collection plate.
right.
And what don't build faith but results? If he can pay his fucking rent and all he did was give a fucking sermon that week, then God damn it, fucking God must have ordained all of this shit. Now, everybody else, I don't know how it works out for you now that you're not a pastor,
Right,
but I'm
right.
sure that these principles must apply for you somehow too, because look how good they're working for me. Fill up my plate with your 10%, goddamn it. Oh,
And
well, no goddamn it, but
but it goes back to like, oh yeah, my life coach taught me how to make so much money. Now you owe me $2,500 a month. And to go
yeah,
back
yeah.
to the
So the
coaching
pay
that,
schedule is what I mean to say too. If parts of the TBM were adjusted to address a more fluctuating pay schedule, you wouldn't. One of your complaints would have gone away with the lack of vetting. Like, some people would be vetted at a different level then, because the one thing that lacked in vetting is you only have a yes or a no. And when I need to make a certain amount of X dollars at the end of a year, that gets really weak. I throw the fucking no right away. Right. So the administrations is fucking too easy. But
right,
if I have a course for them that's like, listen here, you bottom of the barrel motherfucker, we hope we can get you up there to charging this, but you're this. You start here. That's
there was
based
none
off
of
of.
that. There
Yeah,
was
but
none
if
of
there
that.
were that, I take away one of your complaints, right?
I would totally, absolutely.
And then one other
And
part
remember, money isn't one of my complaints. I
yeah,
spent all this money on coaching willingly. So I'm not
mm,
mad at him for charging me money. That was an agreement I went in on from the start. But
no.
I
However, I feel the value would be higher in your regard if the pay
absolutely
schedule was lower. Like, if
no,
this
but
was actually free information that was given out on YouTube, then it's possible that this guy's fucking gonna have enough hits on his comments section that he's making money off that. If
right.
I'm not,
Yeah. No, you're
I don't know
absolutely.
how that world works, but
It's
I
kind
understand
of
there's money
it's
to be
part of
made
it.
somewhere.
Like when I dove into the coaching world, and remember the two
Mhm.
coaching programs that I paid for were Matt's coaches. So I was like, if he's getting coached by these people and he's so successful, I'll get coached by them and I'll be just as successful.
Were they tattoo artists as well?
No,
Okay.
this was to be coached in the coaching field. So
Right.
like,
Okay.
and so he's telling me you can walk away from your shop and be a good owner, and you don't have to fucking be there every day, all day. You don't have to take care of them, which isn't right, man. You have to nurture your studio. I don't know a way how to step away from my studio yet without it being
Yeah.
prosperous. It's always more prosperous when I'm here. So like me and Donna actually specifically. So like he was teaching me things that didn't really apply to my business model. So
When you
like,
try to see them in practice, they would fail.
right.
If you're
And
going to
then
step away from your business, you have to have somebody that's well prepared to step into that role,
that
like
was
a
the thing.
good team manager, Captain America kind of
We
motherfucker that has no real power but can
we have
put
an
shit
amazing
together, right?
we have an amazing shop manager, but the problem was she was learning how to be that role because she was just thrown into it.
Right.
So like,
Because you
now
were
I'm
like, oh, well, we're going to step off because we understand we can.
right. Hey, right. And we were having the baby and we were all fucked up from that. So Matt's like, you don't need to be there all the time. Don't worry, your shop will still run smoothly and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And so, here we are. Granted, my bad for taking that, coaching and
Do you
using
think
it.
you at any point he also give you some temper that, like, did he say, like, this might be a little bit rough time? Everybody goes through stress during a childbirth, anything like that.
No, one of
The
the first
temper.
things that he taught at the first TBM course was some people say different levels, different devils. I'm saying there ain't no devils. There ain't no ceilings. You just break through. It ain't got to be tough. And it's like, just selling like this impossible fucking thing, man. And you know what? Look, if your life journey looks like fucking everything gets handed to you step by step, that's great. That's not me. That's not what I've ever been able to live. And you know, I'm proof positive with this fucking missing leg. You know, I stepped in fucking shit, came out smelling like roses because it taught me so much. I got a settlement that fucking helps me in life, and fucking, you know, like it's just really like annoying that I have one leg. You know, so like dude, I pay for things in life. Like,
well, at this point, we can also look at the benefits, right? Because that's part of your job. I bet you're a
that's
fucking coach.
100% who I am. Yes.
So one benefit to losing a leg, number one, is parking. Okay.
Oh, dude, you ain't even lying,
Yes.
and I take advantage of it, bitch. I go in the gym, and I'll fucking leg press 1,000 pounds, and I'll still park in handicap. I don't
Fuck yeah.
And
now,
you know what?
At the same time, you also live down there near Orlando.
Yeah.
Disney World. Yeah. So you also go to the front of the line when you jump in the fucking roller coaster, right?
They kind of killed that every so often now. It's not as
really?
big a thing anymore. Yeah, it's not as big a thing anymore. But I also don't sit in a wheelchair all the time because I don't need it. I can walk.
Yeah, but wait a second. If I'm going to Disneyland,
dude, if you're a handicap,
I'm taking a wheelchair.
Walk, if you're a handicap that can walk, you're not as handicapped as other handicaps, so you don't get viewed as handicapped enough.
That's why when I go, like half the time, I used to think I wanted to go there with a fake cast.
Bro, you don't even need it. Well, back in the day, you didn't need it. You just needed to rent a wheelchair.
Yeah. Just like, all right, and drool on yourself a little bit. You're like, no, Kyle's special day. They're letting him out of the house.
We used to throw grandma in a wheelchair, and then she'd fucking sit on the other end of the line after she got us to the front of it. But no, they changed all that now because they charge for fucking like fast passes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so now they monetize on the moving people.
See, people like me were getting so greedy to fucking put a thing on there like we can sell this.
It happens. It's real. I'm not saying that I'm not part of that. All right. I have a problem. Dude, I will openly say that I have been the problem in so many things in life. But in this situation where we're talking about specifically now, I know, like, I viewed it. How am I the problem? How am I the problem? Okay. I'm the problem because I gave too much trust here and I got to back away.
I thought we were still talking about being in line because I still trying to look at the number one. So one, you get good parking. It's a little bit easy.
It is a little bit easier with the parking
at the parks, but also you lost like an immediate 30, 40 pounds, right?
No, it's only like 10, 15, but you know, you'd be surprised.
Oh, damn.
Put that back
on. in a day,
dude. In a day.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I fucking drop weight like that. What? You don't even know. I gotta go into cutting phase. But at any rate, there are other benefits though. If you are a life coach, this is probably the biggest benefit.
It taught me how to walk and talk.
It gives you something to stand on too, dude. If I'm buying a life coach and I got a choice between this and he's just wearing a fucking suit, 2 legs and 2 able hands, and the guy that's got a fucking life story right there, well, I'm gonna pay for Captain Ahab. Am I wrong?
You got Moby Dick. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this guy's lived a life. Do I want to have Mr. fucking cut and tie, cut shirt tucker over here? It's just like, well, really, the Mormon life was good, and when I did my sabbatical or whatever, I fucking learned. Fuck you.
And that was the thing. I'm over here getting coaching from people that just aren't the right fit, and so I had to learn that the hard way. I'm going to give a little bit of blame to Matt for introducing me to coaches that I didn't really feel like were giving me the value that they were charging me for. But whatever, that was my choice to pay that fucking tax. And I had a good crypto score for a while.
What's crypto? You had a portfolio or something?
Actually, a guy in Matt's camp who is no longer with us helped me gain a substantial amount. But then I was told that was like a Ponzi scheme, and that wasn't fucking right. And that could have played a part in that person's unraveling and losing the battle with addiction. So I had
wait. So you did have money? You didn't have money? You had imaginary money. They said it was money, and then it turned out to be.
I had money in crypto that this dude was helping me manage, and it was told to me behind the scenes from other people, hey, be careful, that sounds like a Ponzi scheme, or it sounds like a pyramid scheme. My one friend that warned me about Climber in the first place goes, I asked my accountant and he said it's definitely a scheme and a scam. And then it kind of has been coming to light that it was kind of a schemy scam. So I'm pretty butthurt that, like, you know,
Well, do you have money from it?
What's that?
You have money from it? Like,
it spiked and then it went down. That money did help me. I was pulling money out regularly during the not working during pregnancy and early childbirth, and I was pulling money out of that crypto just to live on, and I was getting scolded by people in Matt's camp for taking the money out because I was hurting everybody's values. And I was just told that, like, this is an investment.
You fucker.
Like, I was just told
hold, we're gonna go strong.
Right. And I was told that this was an investment that I could do whatever I wanted with by one person, and other people were telling me I couldn't. And it's like, whoa, this is my money. Nobody tells me what to do with my money.
Well, you can, but you can't be like, you know, like do but don't really, like, it's yours. Yeah, sure, right. You can. Obviously, so, you did, but you're fucking everybody up. Being involved, it's not strong.
So, like, and this is hard stuff to share, Kyle. This is stuff I don't really want to air because I don't really want to fucking speak on the person that's no longer here with us. And I don't want to fucking turn this into this whole big thing, but there's a lot of layers to this whole thing that I'm just not going to share in public because it's just dark, weird, scary shit that I've had to work through, but I'm not okay with what else could go on from this point moving forward, which is why I had to speak out. I'm not.
You mean it could get worse than it is now?
Yes, absolutely, and it's not my place to make it worse. But
you thought that that's where it was headed. You mean then too?
It was my.
Or else you're talking weird, right?
It's my place to share my experience, and it's not my place to share more than my experience.
Do you feel that the Evergreen incident then really was kind of the biggest catalyst to either people speaking out as
what incident?
We're disappointed, the Evergreen, the incident in Evergreen.
That was one of those things when I started to see truths coming out about the lies that he was telling. I was like, okay, I'm not cool with that. And when I like heard it all from his mouth, it felt weird. It felt off. You know, when she's cheating on you and she's lying and you feel like she's lying, but she's telling you she's not lying, so you got to believe it. That's the feeling I got when I saw him talking about the roofing thing. And then I started to see cold hard facts against that proof, and I was like, you know what? That's when I really lost it. When the crypto guy lost his battle with addiction, that didn't sit well with me. A lot of the information that I was given, and like not all of it hearsay because I have text messages and things that people have shown me. What's that? You're cutting out. I'm sorry. You're still cutting out, and I lost you.
It looks like I'm there.
Cool.
All right. Is that still working on your end, Candy? Sorry about that, brother.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, help me understand the motivation, because women have vaginas. Women have vaginas, and so they can, what woman ever? Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, and maybe like there's different. But I know a girl that's a lesbian. She's been a lesbian. I guess I shouldn't say, but she had no problem getting someone to hook up with her to have a child.
Yeah, absolutely. And she probably has
you've got a vagina, you can find a way. So who needs to roofie if you have a vagina? I just don't understand.
And the people that were accused aren't hideous beings; they're attractive people. So it's like, you know, it just doesn't fit, man. You know, if you want to fucking see your chick's value to other dudes, just have her make a Tinder account and see how many creeps show up. It's fucking crazy. So like I'm playing to your fact with the vagina thing. These chicks didn't need these people didn't need to fucking like roofie him. And like they left the bar as soon as they fucking bought him that drink. It was we're on the way out. Thanks for doing the good that looks like you're doing in the tattoo world. And then he turned it around into these people roofied me. So it really sucks that like they bought you a thank you drink and then you turn and gnash your teeth at them.
You ever roofied anybody?
No, man, that fucking
Okay,
gross. I've roofied myself.
I've never roofied anybody either, but I've been roofied of sorts where someone was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's got something in it," you know.
No,
Like, what?
I
Oh,
don't.
now I'm smoking crack. Great.
And that's the thing. I don't feel like I've ever been put in a position where I was given something against my knowledge or consent. But I'm really weird about that. Like, I guess because I smoke loud, you know what I'm saying? So like when you smoke with me, I got to be like, hey, do you smoke a lot of weed, or like, do you smoke dabs usually? Because I don't want you to die today. You know, like I've
You
seen.
smoking that much? Wiz Khalifa style clouds.
Well, yeah, like I've smoked a lot of dabs for a long time, so I smoke pretty heavy. So like, you know, and since I've been playing with tolerance breaks more recently, I don't smoke as heavy, but like I still smoke heavier than most people. So like, if you're gonna smoke with me, I'm gonna be like, yo, this is some really potent shit, man. You know, make sure you
Careful.
handle this, or I'll just keep it to myself. I don't believe in giving anyone hallucinogens against their will. I don't believe in giving drugs against someone.
Really?
I think that's really fucked up.
Not even hallucinations.
Man, one of the last hallucinogen experiences I had after I lost my leg, I was on a fucking rooftop. There was a rooftop pool. It was gorgeous, and I was bawling, ugly crying like my fucking dad died because of my leg. And like, dude, if you're gonna give me hallucinogens and I'm just gonna end up bawling my face off because of fucking unresolved trauma, fuck you. You're a piece of shit. I need to be prepared for that.
Was this mushrooms or was this
So
LSD?
I took the leftovers. I took a couple little bits of mushrooms and a couple little bits of LSD. So like taking full responsibility for just like grabbing the fucking hallucinogens that were there. Because before I lost
let's just feel less. Just stay off the LSD.
Yeah. Before I lost my leg, I could take a fucking hit of acid and go get my toes done at the fucking pedicure place and chill. So like the person I am.
Well, you never know with LSD though, too, because there's like potent LSD,
true, different potent, yeah.
And then there's that shit that's cut with fucking arsenic or whatever.
Right. But yeah, so like I don't believe in drugging people because I don't want to, dude, I want to get fucked up on purpose, and it's really not hard to talk me into it. So like, you know, like unless I have like a reason, like I'm swearing off alcohol because my gout's acting up, or I'm swearing off alcohol because I drink too much, or like, you know, I don't want to smoke right now because I really don't like what smoking does to my throat. You know, like it's pretty easy to get me to fucking catch a buzz with you, man. I like to party.
Yeah.
So, but like,
yeah, I follow.
As a coach and as a motivator, I like to be open about that. I like to be upfront about that. So that way, if you do see me at the stripper club and I had 15 fucking Long Islands and I am dancing around with my fucking fake leg in the air, handing it to girls on stage, like when you see me like that, you know, I train for these moments to allow I train my brain all the time. I'm always trying to be my best self. I meditate.
Oh, I thought you meant with hallucinogenics or something. I've been training for this. Okay. It's cool. Don't worry. I know it looks bad. But I got one leg. I'm hopping around here with a bunch of titties in my face. But
even with hallucinogenics, like those things, I always learn from hallucinogenic journeys. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite hallucinogenic journeys that started so bad and it was such a weird time, but like the reason why it was favorite, because this one moment I realized nothing in this world matters, and like it hit me on such a deep plane that like I felt that nothing really matters. And then I heard this other voice that says, except for what you make matter. Then I was like, whoa, and that just kind of puts you in control of what matters in your life. And so hallucinogens have taught me some really cool shit in my life. But like I do the hallucinogens as a part of like figuring myself out, as well as fun. Like,
okay,
you know, I'm not gonna lie, I take hallucinogens for fun sometimes. But I journal, I read, I exercise, I fucking check myself. Like I'm constantly trying to be the best person that I can be. But I also like to fuck around and find out. Like, how the fuck do you think I lost my leg, dude? You know what I'm saying?
Fucking around finding out, huh?
You know, like I pushed my limits harder than I believed they could go, because I didn't believe I had limits at that point in my life. And I needed that lesson, as much as it sucked and as much as I don't think highly of Steve because of the way that he handled that incident. And I still think highly of Troy for the way that he's continued to act after that incident. And Troy wasn't the reason for the incident, and Steve was. That's character, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want Matt to show. So, like, I don't hate Steve for doing it. I hate Steve for covering it up. I hate Steve for trying to fucking cheat me and lie to me about signing fucking paperwork and saying, well, if you sign a post-dated release form, then you can't, then you can sue me. And it's like, no, Troy's telling me how to sue you, and you're trying to keep me from suing you. And I'm crying because I don't want to sue my friend. You're a piece of shit playing with me like that.
If you sign a post-dated release form, that will give you the ability to sue. Oh.
Right, dude.
Okay.
So, right, dude, right.
That's a good one.
So that
I think I might have just lost a friend.
Dude, so that, and then on top of that, fucking not coming out publicly about it and saying, hey man, I made a mistake. I used XYZ. He hid the rope. Nobody knows where the fucking rope is. And if we would have fucking taken it to trial, I don't know if we would have ever found the rope, because for the listeners, the rope broke, and that's how my leg broke off. So now we're going back to people that have wronged me publicly and not come forward. It hits a trauma for me. Matt hasn't come forward and said, I'm sorry for wronging people publicly, the same way that Steve did. So it strikes a nerve for me.
If that comes out, you would accept it, or you would have to take it at that moment and see how it was given?
Look, fella, if it
because he says things in ways that sometimes you're like, God, I can barely understand it.
Exactly. So if it doesn't feel right, I'm trusting my gut. But I'm not on a mission to ruin Matt's life. I'm not on a mission to take down TBM. I'm on a mission to tell my fucking truth, and that's it. If you take something from it, cool. Look at the rad movement and tell me it isn't me telling my fucking truth. I talk about everything from getting a new leg, because that's stressful and scary. And as soon as I just said that, like, I felt tears almost try to come up. Like, getting a new leg is hard, man, right? So like,
why do you slated for another one right now? You're pretty happy with the blade, ain't you?
Bro, I fucking hate my leg right now, and I haven't had a right fitting leg for over a year, since before Zen was born. So it's rolling up on 2 years. But like, I started to feel like I was getting treated like my issues were my fault and less important, therefore couldn't be fixed. So they're telling me, we want you to be on a perfect leg, but then they weren't actually like giving me a perfect leg. So I just kind of got tired of going, and I dealt with it, and I know I need to go back. But so like, all these different things in my life that I face trauma with, right? I feel like Matt is touching on a lot of these different things by not addressing it. And I know it's wounds that I need to heal, deep traumatic wounds from my childhood, from my earlier life, that I need to identify, fucking take note of, and then just allow them to heal, right? So thanks, Matt, for giving me an awareness by fucking causing me pain. But like,
sometimes that's how we do it.
And now then sometimes it is how we. And so right. And that's what it is, you know, that's what it is. And I'll take that lump. I'll take my lumps, man. You know,
tough love.
And if that's what it is, that's what we got to be sometimes. But like, damn, dude, I didn't pay you for a tough love course. I paid you for a tattoo business mastery course that I thought was going to help me heal some wounds around money, and really just gave me more wounds around money and male mentorship. But it gave me the opportunity to heal. And that's the thing. Like, I like that you keep bringing it back to the positive side, because I don't want this to be a bash session, like I said. And there isn't just bad here. When I first started,
people did learn, and even dividing your day into 2 sessions. I mean, there's some guys that can really bang out some tattoos in a day, and that might hold them back, but they're not trying to achieve a better quality tattoo if they're doing more. So if you can get it down to 2 sessions a day, I think in a lot of cases you're going to be better off. That simple lesson right there.
Well, let's talk about it. I'm going right now between being $2,500 a day and $1,500 a day, because when I advertise $1,500 a day specials, I have no problem booking up. But then I get a lot more picky and annoying clients that want me to finish a sleeve in a $1,500 session. And it's like, no, we're going to need like 6 or 7 of these, 10 in certain cases, to make you a fucking amazing sleeve that's up to my exactly finished artwork standards. We can get you halfway there, you're probably going to be happy with, and you don't even need the rest of the sessions.
But then I never get a picture.
But well, I take pictures and video of everything, every step of the
Yeah,
way.
but you don't get your finished picture.
But
Your
I'll never get a finished
finished picture.
because as an artist, it's not finished until you sign it, and it takes a lot of going back in before you sign it. So like, if I want to fucking fill my books with people, it's very hard to get your books filled because all in the business world they say raise your rates if you want to get better clients. So I raised my rate. We didn't even talk about like the crazy rate. I went up to 10K a day with Matt's coaching.
Well, how does that?
And I never booked a client at all.
That should be scrutinized.
The only benefit that brought me was being able to get my guys in the shop to charge 2,000 or so per day. Because then when they see Robbie's 10K a day, and they're like, well, what about that guy? He's 2K a day. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was basically pricing myself out of the market to sell other people, which didn't feel right because I want to do tattoos and and talk about like the type of person I am. With all of this that I've learned, I am a healing type of person. I like being a healer. I have been given gifts to help people heal, and my art and my tattoo experiences are part of something that helps people heal. But if you fucking upcharge it so high, then you can't let regular people heal with you. And I don't want to heal rich people. So I'm in a weird dilemma where I want to fucking like lower my rates, but like this fucking TBM shit in my head is still there. And it's telling me like, you got to charge 2,500 a day because then you're only fucking working 2 days a week. And then you're making $5,000 a week. But then I'm not hardly working. I work like, 4 tattoos a month. And then I do trade and like family and friends and stuff. That's not good for me. Like,
do you put a couple of days worth of work into the 2 days that you have though? So like Frank Lenatra will sometimes take 4 to 5 days to design a piece that he's going to like. I think he only does one a week.
I don't put any design work in tattoos, and I do large sessions.
Yeah, I think there needs to be again, the biggest flaw I keep seeing is the lack of a structure and at least the pay scale. Well, like if that were explained, like, wait a second, well, maybe you can get $2,500 a day for a tattoo throughout the day that you just put down on the fly. But maybe if you're charging, maybe you put this much design time into it to justify that further.
Well,
time off.
The way I look at it, and like, dude, like I said, I feel like what I look at in the tattoo market and other artists that are charging $2,500 a day, I am keeping up with quality, consistency, and size. So they're getting large scale work at a high quality rate, and it's looking amazing to the point where they don't want to come back and get it finished because it looks amazing to them, even unfinished. And I'm not blowing my stick over here. I'm not blowing my stick over here. I feel like a lot of tattoo artists know what I'm talking about in this struggle, right? I know that.
Or you get somebody, you do a tattoo so good that they get laid and then they end up with kids and then they can't afford it.
Right. But like the 2,500 rate that I'm at right now, I feel like is very justifiable for what I do. And for most of my clients, because we do such large scale stuff, I put numbing on them. We wrap them in the numbing. And in that hour or so that we're numbing, I create the art right there with them on the iPad. So instead of
cheat with some numbing.
You fuck yeah, I cheat with numbing. I get tattooed with numbing all the time, player. Fucking I got no qualms.
Clutch the pearls.
Bro, I don't even be mad. Fuck you, gatekeeper. Fuck you, boomer.
You don't earn it.
Fuck you. Fucking
I don't have the back of my neck tattooed nor my head. So I'm just perpetrating a fraud. We'll see what happens when that happens. Be like, man, I think you said back teen on parts of my throat. At the end, I was like, back teen. But that more white, more back teen.
That's part of how I give my value in my tattoo sessions. You're gonna sit with me for at least an hour and design a tattoo with me right there in front of you. I can ask you every question of every detail that needs to be asked. And I'm very proficient from years of being a street walking artist. I'm very proficient at pulling your idea out very fast. So now I pull your idea out, we work on it right in front of you, we decide on colors and shape and size and everything, all the elements that are important to you, and I give you the tattoo that you need, and then we tattoo. But I don't shut my day off at 8 p.m. when the shop closes. If you need to sit till midnight to get this done, and I got gas in my tank and you got gas in my tank and your tank, that I'm tattooing tonight. So like, I know the value I give in my tattoo experience. I just know
Because you'll
that
put
not
it in. It
everyone,
sounds like you're leaving a piece of your soul on them.
100%. And I know what they should pay for that, but I'm having a hard time filling my books based on what I know I'm worth and what they should pay me, which is really what TBM is all about. Just knowing your work and what worth and what they should pay you.
Now, when I'm down as well, then you find that you end up getting clients that control or attempt to control the process until they screw it right up.
Right. Or they fucking use their like their money anxieties. So like, well, when is this going to be finished? How many sessions? And like that like triggers some like, you know, Ink Master trauma in me. I'm like, fuck you with your fake time calls.
Oh yeah, this only gets better when you turn the pressure on. Thank you.
Right. Like, dude, there is enough pressure on me to create a beautiful piece of artwork that's going to last forever in this one session. I don't need you adding pressure to it. So like,
you know what I found? I did a trick back in the day. It was called the thumbnail trick. And I thought it was going to work.
That one.
Where you just send them a thumbnail sketch, right?
Yep.
And then they have to use their imagination is the thought.
My thumbnails are so bad.
But what happens when I would do this is then they would just Google search the fucking thing that they wanted, and they would send back some other beautiful rendition of some impossible thing, and then they'd want to make changes to that. So then they'd be like, well, I found this on the line. It's pretty much what I was thinking, but then we need to change everything and the direction and the thing and my wife's face on the angel. And you're like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I've just inspired them to look for art. Like the whole idea was to get them to imagine with you and just get some kind of like a talking point where you give them the grossest looking thumbnail sketch ever that says something. This is the dirty version of what I'm thinking. And then they instead go, oh, fuck, he's a terrible artist. Okay, look, I found this.
Right, dude. And so like I used to do a lot of freehand. You do a lot of freehand I've seen in the past too. And I only do freehand when I need to now. But like I've really enjoyed the process of deconstructing an image that I find on the internet and then reconstructing it in the way that I would make it and making it this client's unique piece of art based on
I hate doing that
out in the wild.
It always looks worse when I get done.
Oh, dude, I love it. Shut up.
I would rather just interpret what they do and then, you know, with the beautiful back, like it can never look as good because one, we're going to put it on a tattoo. There's certain, you know,
I disagree.
You're dealing with that
strongly because
I know they can control the background depending on what they give you. Some AI generated fucking hazy background kind of thing, and you're like, well, those colors are all flesh tone or something, you know, like none of that shows up in 5 years.
So this helps me in a way where I'm like, okay, this is what you like. I'm going to tattoo it this way. Are you cool with that? And they say, yeah. And then they get the tattoo that is done the way that I would do it. And I'm not saying I steal tattoos off of people. I go find a statue reference or, you know, this illustrative piece of artwork or this geometrical shape and, you know, or you know, a mandala stamp. And I just kind of create things the way that my brain sees them. And that way I have the artist, I mean, the client says, hey, this is what I like. And I'm like, cool, I can make that my way. This is what my art looks like. Do you like that? And they're like, cool. And then we go ahead and we make it happen. So it's helped me out a lot, man. And it saved a lot of time for me, like endlessly drawing to try and create something for somebody. And instead of turning it into, I'm making art that's specifically for them, but I don't have to go through the brain, you know, racking process of creating this strictly with my hands. That's just ego talking because this art's going to look different by the time I'm done. And I take 5 different references and mash up pieces together and then fucking draw it this way. Like it's not even the same thing anymore. There's a book.
Okay. Let's get off topic now. Oh, wait, you got books? Tell me about it.
There's a book called Steal Like an Artist that I feel like every artist needs to read because it's about stealing pieces and concepts and feelings from different artists.
You mean it's appropriating
and then turning it into your own idea. So my consultation just showed up. I just got the text message for it. So I'll just give you a couple more minutes.
Right on. Well, let me run some quick stuff through you then, real quick. Just topical, completely off topic. Aliens.
Okay.
That's it. That's the question.
Wait, what? Oh, anything else off topic?
No, I was just going with this one topic, but it's off topic. But yeah, I was just saying aliens.
Oh, aliens.
Question.
Oh, so aliens, yeah. So I actually like them. I think they're real. I think they're probably a big part of what's out there in the cosmos. I think we're very fucking very small-minded to believe that there's only one place with organic life or life living anywhere in the vastness of our solar system, or our solar system's fake, and that's not real. I read this other book called "You're
Are
Not
they trying to
Dying."
steal our sun?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're fucking just trying to do what they're trying to do, and we're trying to make up weird narratives. But I read this other.
Have you heard this? Okay.
Huh?
I was wondering if you had heard this.
No, I hadn't.
The people are the aliens are trying to steal our sun. Guy told me the Dice-a-fear, and he said, "Hey, now that I tell you this, they're going to know that you know."
Hey, maybe.
That's he told me.
Now that you told me this, they're going to know that I know, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I guess I should probably also preface. Yeah, now that you know, they know.
You've just done this to everyone. Good job, Kyle. You're a piece of shit.
Dude, also, I want to say this. What the fuck with our sun? What makes our small ass sun special? There's a lot of suns. They're bigger. Dude, they're more powerful. What is it? Easier to transport? I don't get this. Dude,
so I read this book called "You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up." And she brought this concept to me that felt so real and so like, wow, that's probably right. But also, holy shit, I just officially donned a tinfoil hat. So she says that she believes that what is out there in the universe right now is, well, what Earth is an experiment from all of the different races of aliens and lizard people and all the things that live out in our universe, all come together in like a new world order type thing, right? And what they did is they took a piece, they made ancestors, they made an ancestral line from each single different race. So like they have the gray matter aliens, but I think there's like green aliens, and then there's like angels, and there's
she got them studied up. And she knows which ones is which, huh?
So dude, this person, she knows a lot of things about a lot of stuff I didn't realize, right? Or even acknowledge. But
dude, are you about to sign up for another TPM?
No, player, just listen to me. Just listen to me. So what she said is
I sent her a couple of checks, but no, she's legit.
Shut up, listen. She believes that we are descendants from every single one of these people, and this time on Earth is a way to see if all of the celestial beings and extraterrestrial beings can live together in harmony as one. And so
when we reach and achieve harmony, then they're going to be like, okay, I guess we can start the long process.
Maybe. I haven't read super deep into it, but from what she made of the estimations on what these different characteristics of each extraterrestrial was like, I feel like my characteristics most fit the ones of the gray matter aliens. The gray.
What do they do? I love it. I do fucking love this more than the stealing my son, man.
Dude, I knew I was gonna sound crazy, so I'm so glad because I don't ever really talk about this shit in public because I
gray matter alien.
But I believe in this shit to a degree, man. That goes with me being agnostic. I don't know anything, so to say that there's a bunch of fucking extraterrestrials out there that fucking set us up as an experiment to see if we could live together is just as crazy as saying that Jesus was born of no sex to a woman that never got fucked, and then he died on a cross, and then rose from the dead 3 days later. So like,
well, except that happened. The Bible. Thank you. Sorry, Testament.
I mean,
100%.
It's a lot of different.
It's written down.
People saying some shit, and I don't know if heaven and hell is real, and I don't know if I believe in Christ as our Lord, Savior, and one who came down from the cosmos.
Who do you think cleaned up them bed sheets from the Immaculate Conception? Do you think it was really clean?
I'm done with you.
You know, I feel like, no, man, that's God. She got God dick, and that was a God nut job
You
that
got
she just
God
got.
dick. Well, she didn't have to clean nothing up. It was God dick. So, like,
All right.
it was immaculate. Oh my God, the conception was immaculate. There was no mess.
That's why I blame. Was there? Come on.
Dude,
Come
the
on.
conception
That
was
don't fit with the
immaculate.
Big Bang Theory.
There was no mess.
I
All
like
right,
to
I have
try
a
and line
client
all
waiting
these
on me.
and line them all up. You know, I'm taking everybody's stuff and putting it together.
I
Big
can't
Bang
with you.
Theory. That don't work.
I
God
have
don't do it. He does the Big Bang.
I
God
have a
would definitely do the Big Bang. Would he come in there like, oh, I'm just going to kind of like mess around a little bit? You know how sad Joseph was trying to follow that up,
Kyle.
like Poison following Metallica.
I have a client.
Yes. All right. I got to let you go, brother. You've got shit to do. Love you so much, man. Thanks for being
I love
part
you
of
so
this.
much, man.
We'll talk to you again soon.
I really appreciate the stance you took on this, man. And it's not meant to be a fuck Matt session. It's just, this is my experience, man. So,
all right.
No, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother. Love you, Candy.
Take care,
guys. Appreciate y'all.
See you
all right,
soon.
bye.